Hi everyone, a very good evening to you. Here we are with our real talk from woman to woman. Today we are a little bit earlier and I would like to share the following Bible verse today. We are focusing on the virtuous woman, reminding you that this woman is not a perfect woman, that she has it all figured out, but is a person who is developing herself, becoming better for God, first of all, better towards her family, and as well, and one of the most important, become better within herself. Okay, so you and I, we can make it. Okay, so let's read today's Bible verse that says, "She extends her hand to the poor. Yes, she reaches out her hands to the needy." So you see, the virtuous woman is a person who is always looking how to help other people. So again, this is what I want to emphasize in today's program. The virtuous woman, she is not perfect, like I said, but she's also not a person that does charitable work thinking that will somehow give a space to do other things wrong. Uh, she is a person that she does charitable works in order to cover up who she really is inside. No, understand, before we reached out to this Bible verse, we went through so many other Bible verses that focused on her personality before God and her attitude and her behavior inside, from within herself. So don't think that the virtuous woman, she exchanges her hand to the poor, and because she does some good works, she has uh, somehow a green pass to do what is wrong, or uh, she doesn't need to deal with her wrong attitudes because she does her charitable works. It doesn't work like that. The virtuous woman, before she does anything to other people, to help other people, first she helps herself. Okay, I'm going to read again. She extends her hand to the poor. Okay, so she gives to the poor when she sees someone poor, and not necessarily poor financially. Okay, because sometimes people, they associate this extending the hands to the poor, to giving money to someone, a beggar in the street, or if someone is less privileged than you and you go out and you give to them. Remember, before she gave, she had herself. So there are people that sometimes, with this misconception of helping other people, helping the poor, they end up putting themselves into trouble financially, dishonoring God, dishonoring their name, okay, and also dishonoring the family uh, uh, by taking loans, right? Because when you take a loan and when you are not able to pay, your family also suffers the consequences. So you can only give what you have. Now, sometimes I say this in counseling. Sometimes people, they say like this, because I help someone else, or I help my family, my siblings, my relatives, and they keep on asking me for money, and I don't know how to tell them I cannot afford to give them. And then I often say like this: you tell them just the way you told me. Even if you have money, even if you have money, sometimes the money you have is not, you don't have enough money to give to other people, but you just have to make a living for yourself, creating a budget for yourself, so preparing yourself for the future, and you are left with nothing else to spare, or if you are left with something, is very little, right? So you cannot make the commitment of helping other people and putting yourself into trouble. Please remember that you can only give what you have, and sometimes you have to say, listen, I don't have the money to give you. I can offer you prayer. You need help, then I offer you prayer. I extend my hand with you in prayer. Okay? And then he continues, yes, she reaches out her hands to the needy. Okay? Her hand, not her pocket, not her wallet. Okay? Sometimes indeed you need to help someone that it is within your power to help someone, but other times you are not even helping the person if you keep on giving. There is a saying, if you want to help someone, don't give them the fish, but teach them to fish, because the fish you give, it will finish tomorrow. Tomorrow there'll be no more. The fish will finish. But if you teach them how to fish, the day the finish is over, they can go into the pond, they can go into the river, can go into the sea and fish by themselves. So you don't teach people to depend on you, but you help them find a way out of the situation that they are going through. Okay, so this is what I would like to share with you today. And reminding you that we have this book, the View Woman book, available. Well, we don't have it in the church, but it's available as ebook. You can purchase on the digital platforms. You can have it, and it's a very good book, very reflective. It's very actual. You can apply. You have how can I say, challenges to help you apply each of these verses that we are meditating here in real life. Okay, sometimes we look at the Bible, it seems like impossible to do it. But when you are given examples, references of people that have done it themselves, they have obeyed and they have been successful in their obedience, then you can see yourself a way out. Okay, so you can get your book. I don't know, because we have many people connected from different places, from South Africa, from all around in Asia. If you have it in your church, you may get it a copy there. If not, you may get it on the digital platforms. Okay, that's all we have time for today, and I would like to invite you, if you have not yet subscribed to the Unive video, for you to subscribe, because coming Friday, well, for us here in Hong Kong, is going to be Saturday. It starts the brand new series, The Life of Job, where we are going to see and learn many lessons from the life of Job. Job was a man that he had it all going for him. He had a great family, he had great business, a very wealthy person, a, a noble person. But one day, tragedy came knocking on his door. And what was his reaction? What lessons can we take from the life of Job? We are going to learn it starting this Saturday. Well, Saturday for us here in Hong Kong, Brazil, Friday, August 15. Okay, that's all we have time for today. And now I will leave you with a little introduction to the life of Job series with Miss Cristiane Cardoso. May God bless you, and I will see you again on the next Real Talk. Bye-bye now.
This here is Joseph. This here is Jacob. Both of them are in the series, The Life of Job. When you read about the end of Jacob's life, you see the atmosphere between Jacob, his sons, and Joseph. That problem that Jacob's sons had, you know, Reuben, Simeon, and all the others. Benjamin, he was a good one. Benjamin was like Joseph. Judah also learned his lesson, but there was still that chaos in Jacob's family because of all the past. And it's interesting because here in chapter 47 of Genesis, Jacob called Joseph, not the other sons, because Joseph lived there in Ramses. Jacob's sons lived there with him in the camp there in Goshen. And he made a request to him, "Look, don't bury me here. When I die, don't bury me here." What kind of relationship did Jacob have with the other sons? With Reuben, for example, who was the oldest of them all. Why didn't he ask Simeon? Why did he need to call Joseph after everything Jacob suffered with his sons? And the sons envied Joseph and were jealous and lied about Joseph. And after all that happened, why was there still a certain preference? Well, that's something you'll see in The Life of Job, August 15. It's coming, on univervideo.com.
Has this program been of help for you? Feel free to share with someone who also will benefit from watching it. You feel free to press the share button, and if you want, you can like it and leave your comments below. God bless.